There you have them, the 17 principles that will guide you to riches. But a word of caution. Do not focus on 1 or 2 or 3 principles, excluding the others. Each principle, in and of itself, is of tremendous value. Paradoxically, however, each one, in and of itself, is of limited value. That's because this is a synergistic philosophy. All the elements, working together, have an overall effect greater than the sum of their individual effects. As Dr. Hill speaks about each principle, you will constantly hear him referring to and cross-referencing other principles. This repetition is not merely a matter of emphasis to help his students learn his philosophy. It also serves as a constant reminder that all these principles are interrelated. Each one draws from and builds on every other one. In a way, it's rather like baking a cake. Each ingredient is necessary to get the desired results. You can't make a cake only from flour, or baking powder, or shortening, or flavoring. You need all the ingredients in the recipe. Let us add a few words about one word that you will hear a great deal. The word is transmute. In a dictionary, you might see it defined as to change from one form, condition, nature, or substance into another. To transform or convert. This thought is essential to your understanding and application of this philosophy. What transmutation means to you is that you have the ultimate control over your thoughts and feelings. If they are negative, you can make them positive. If they are restrictive, you can make them expansive. If you have held yourself back, you can set yourself free. You have the capacity to transmute or change the habits and patterns that have defeated you. Now it's nearly time to join Dr. Hill. But there's one more thing that we must mention before we begin. You will hear reference made to the 9 basic motives. They are also called the alphabet of success. Note these. Remember these. They are the emotions and desires that inspire all voluntary action, that result in all individual achievements. They are the foundation on which this philosophy is built, for they are the basic building blocks of human character. They are vital to your understanding of other people and of yourself, for they are part of us all. They are the emotion of love, the emotion of sex, the desire for material gain, the desire for self-preservation, the desire for freedom of body and mind, the desire for self-expression and recognition, the desire for life after death, the desire for revenge, and the emotion of fear. As you can see, that list truly mirrors human nature, for some of those motives are positive, some negative. Cumulatively, they are the forces that motivate us, that must be understood and worked with if we are to achieve the riches we want. At this point, we have briefly outlined the basic dynamic forces of humanity and the principles of the philosophy to suggest the exciting, inspiring journey that awaits you. It remains for us now to relinquish the stage to the man who developed that philosophy, the man who has motivated more men and women to achieve success than anyone else in history, America's greatest millionaire maker, who is about to share his secrets of success with you. Ladies and gentlemen, we proudly present Dr. Napoleon Hill.
Now then, let's break down the lesson on definiteness of purpose and see exactly what it means, why it's the starting point of all achievement. Because it is the starting point of all individual achievements, and a definite purpose must be accompanied by a definite plan for its attainment, followed by appropriate action. Now, you have to have a purpose, you have to have a plan, and you have to start putting that plan into action. And ladies and gentlemen, it's not too important that your plan be sound. It is, in fact, it's not too important. Because if you find that you've adopted a plan that's not sound, that's not working, you can always change. You can modify your plan. But it is very important that you be definite about what it is you're going after, what your purpose is. That must be very definite. There can be no ifs or ands about it, and you'll see before you get through this lesson why it's got to be definite. Now, just to understand this philosophy, to read it or to hear me talk about it, wouldn't be of very much value to you. The value will come when you begin to form your own patterns out of this philosophy and put it into work in your daily lives, in your business, in your professions, or in your jobs, or in your human relations. That's where the benefits will really come. The second premise, all individual achievements are the results of a motive or a combination of motives. I just want to impress upon you that you have no right to ask anybody to do anything at any time without what? Without giving that person an adequate motive. And incidentally, that's the warp and the woof of all salesmanship. The ability to plant in the mind of the prospective buyer an adequate motive for his buying. Learning to deal with people by planting in their minds adequate motives for their doing the things that you want them to do. Now, there are a lot of people who call themselves salesmen who have never heard of the 9 basic motives, who do not know that they have no right to ask for a sale until they have planted a motive in the mind of the buyer for his buying.